Welcome, my dear students. So, we were discussing about finite dimensional normed spaces in general. So, we have established that every finite dimensional normed space is actually complete. So, this is the one of the major characterization of finite dimensional normed space. As a consequence of that theorem, we can state another theorem which actually related to the completeness of the normed spaces. The theorem is so every finite dimensional subspace Y of a normed space X is closed in X. So the result is every finite dimensional subspace Y of a normed space X is closed in X. So this theorem states that if you are given with a space X and a subspace Y which is given to be finite dimensional, then this space Y should be closed. So this theorem can be easily established by quoting two other theorems. So the theorem is, you can prove this, proof of this is very trivial. We have already proved that a very finite dimensional subspace of a normed space is complete. We have established this here. So since phi is a finite dimensional subspace of X, we can say that Y is complete. And also we have another theorem which states that a subspace M of a complete metric space X is itself complete if and only if M is closed in X. So we have a theorem which states that a subspace M of a space X is complete if and only if M is closed in X. So, we have the subspace Y is complete because Y is finite dimensional, and using the previous theorem that every finite dimensional subspace should be complete. Also, in the second theorem, a subspace is complete if and only if it should be closed. So, since it is given that Y is complete, by this theorem, it should be enough to establish that. So, since Y is closed, since Y is complete, we can easily establish that Y is closed. So this is the consequence of the two theorem which we have already established. So every finite dimensional subspace Y of a normed space should be closed. The theorem can be established using two different theorems. First theorem is every finite dimensional subspace of a normed space is complete. So from that we can easily establish that Y is complete. And also a subspace of a space is complete, if and only if it is closed. So since Y is complete, from this theorem we can easily establish that Y is closed, which is what we have to prove. So this is the theorem which is actually a consequence of the previous theorems. So we are discussing about finite dimensional normed spaces, and we have established some properties or some characterizations of finite dimensional normed space. Let's move on to another set of characteristics. So we have already established that in a space, in a normed space, we can define multiple norms. Okay. So if you are given with a space X, you can actually define two different norms. And also, based on these different norms, you can have different spaces. Okay. On the same set of elements, if you define two different norms, the properties should not be same. Actually, there's actually a particular example for that. If you consider the space C01, set of all continuous functions on 0, 1. You define two norms. One is norm x should be equal to maximum t element of closed interval 0, 1 modulus of x of t. And another norm, actually defining another norm, norm x naught is the integral norm, integral 0 to 1 modulus of x of t dt. Actually, this is a complete normed space, and this is actually incomplete. So, on the same set of spaces, which is the collection of all continuous functions on closed interval 0, 1, we can define two different norms. One is the supremum norm or maximum norm, and another one is the integral norm. And based on these two different norms, we can have two different structures. C01 with respect to this structure has the property of completeness. But according to C01, based on the integral norm is actually incomplete. So from this itself, you can clearly establish that on a same set of structures, if you define two different norms, the properties should not be same. Actually, the property should be completely different. Here, one is complete, another one is incomplete. Now, we will be establishing this property. So, we have established that a same space having different norms might have different properties. So, can you say something about this property in the case of finite dimensional normed space? So this is what we are going to establish or we are going to explore. So actually what we are going to explore is if you define two different norms on a finite dimensional normed space, can the properties be completely different? Or can the norms be completely different? Can the normed space be completely different? Or you can say that there's some properties which are actually same in both the cases. That is what we are going to define. For that, we need some definition. One of the basic definition which we need is the definition of equivalent norms. So we are going to discuss about equivalent norms. So the definition is a norm on a vector space capital X is said to be equivalent to a norm is denoted as this symbol if there exist two positive constants A and B such that A into norm x naught is less than or equal to norm x should be less than or equal to B into norm x naught for any for all x belongs to the space x. So if we can find two constants a and b such that norm x is in between that constant a into norm x naught and b into norm x naught, then we can say that two norms are said to be equivalent. So natural question is, what is the relevance of these equivalent norms? You have a space or you have a vector space and you can define two norms. If that satisfies these two properties, then they are said to be equivalent. So what is the relevance of this? The basic relevance is the following facts which I request all of you to prove. The first fact is equivalent norms on the space define the same topology. So equivalent norms on X define the same topology. So if two norms are equivalent, which is defined on the same space, they induce us the same topology, which means that they produce us the same open sets, closed sets, compact sets, etc. So this itself is an indicator that two equivalent norms defined on some space might have the same set of properties in some sense. So this is one of the basic properties of equivalent norms, and there are some more. Another property is the fact that the Cauchy sequence in X with our first norm and X with our second norm X with the norm X naught are same, which means that if you are given a normed space with a particular norm and a Cauchy sequence which is defined on that space, the same sequence can be termed as a Cauchy sequence on all the normed space which are equivalent to the first norm. So the Cauchy sequences on equivalent norms are actually same. If a particular sequence is Cauchy in a space, in a normed space, then it should be Cauchy in all the normed space which are actually equivalent to the first space. So this is the some basic properties of equivalent norms. So I urge all of you to prove these two properties. If you have any doubts, you can easily contact me. And there are some more properties, but our objective is to study these properties on finite dimensional normed spaces or vector spaces. So which is what we are going to do. So these two are the fundamental properties of equivalent norms, but our objective is to study them on a finite dimensional vector space. So which is what we are going to do in the next video. We hope you understood. Thank you.